Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to My Left Ear. I'm Carrie Freeman, and this is my co-host Petey. I gave him some treats and now he's looking for more, so he may need a little wrangling. But come on, Pete, say hello. Everybody can see you, your beautiful face. Okay, I manhandle him all the time. All right, so it's January 8th, and this is My Left Ear. This is a pro-democracy channel. Trying to get the picture right. And I'm saying this at the beginning because I've been losing subscribers. Some have just been unsubscribed. And so please like and subscribe. It will help me feed Petey with his special diet. So first thing, before I get into the politics and the stuff, is that my writing group that I'm starting on Patreon, 40 Years of Writer's Block, begins on Saturday, January 17th. It's going to be about 8 weeks. It might be more. I'm going to put up the announcement, but my Patreon tutor, helper, manager, temporarily, is kind of finishing up some things on it. So that's happening, and the 17th is a Saturday. Now, I may make a short and put it up because, and might put it up on Instagram because there's this pall, that's fallen over many of us in the United States, and especially since this horrible death of this woman by an ICE bully. But beyond that, I just want to address and share with you a quote that has, gotten me through a lot of this stuff that has been going on, that's upending our lives, causing grief, watching people suffer, sometimes our own families suffer, friends. So I'm going to go back to this quote from a physicist. This is one of the reasons I like this quote, because it's a physicist that said this. So here it goes. You've heard it before if you've been watching me, but take this in, really take this in. It's very hopeful, all right? Albert Einstein, wrote a letter to his son during the McCarthy era, which I believe lasted about 5 years. It was Roy Cohn and Senator McCarthy, a very evil man who destroyed lives, accused people of being communists, and there were many gifted screenwriters, directors, actors that were blackballed. Some committed suicide. It was a very dark time, so I just needed to point that out. And I'm sure 5 years, people thought this is never going to end, but it did. So Einstein wrote a letter to his son during this period that says, this is the quote, "There's something amazing about American democracy. It's got a gyroscope. And just when you think it's going to go off the cliff, it rights itself." So it's a great quote, and coming from a scientist and a physicist, it just seems to carry more weight. So I'm sharing this with you. I'm probably going to make a short so it goes out to more people, just to provide a little hope and stability. I believe this quote, and I think we're going almost right out to the end of the cliff now. And then it's going to right itself. It's going to begin to right itself. So that's my gift to you. Where are my glasses? Oh, there they are. So we know that, I have runes for you. We know that threats have been made to Colombia, Mexico, Greenland, Cuba, talking about a takeover of Greenland, which is deeply unpopular everywhere, could ruin NATO. So I'm gonna read on that. And right now, the last thing I heard was that the people that have died in Venezuela from this attack are at about 80. The first time I thought I heard 40,000, and now it was corrected to about 80,000. And of course, that's rough. I mean, that's even, when I say it's rough, yes, it's rough, but it's not, a number that's perfect. It's in a range. So I asked the runes, is the government going to seize that guy's properties? Because there's a lot of talk about it right now. I listened to a whole thing with Warren Buffett, George Will, Gavin Newsom. But as I've explained to you, I'm watching these videos and I'm not 100% sure getting the right video. It's just a little bit suspicious. But at any rate, that's what's going on right now. That's the news. So I asked, are the feds going to seize that guy's properties? Are they going to be beginning to do it? And I'll just tell you up front, I'm going to tell you the runes I got very briefly. The answer is yes. It's going to happen. And then that would include Mar-a-Lago. I don't know what order, like maybe it'll be other properties in New York, it'll be Bedford before it cuts to Mar-a-Lago. But yeah, if you can fathom that guy getting news that the locks have been changed on Mar-a-Lago and everybody's gone and it's been seized, I think that alone, could kind of do him in. But anyway, so I got the rune. Remember, is that guy's properties gonna start to be seized? And it's because he's got this $450 million debt that he owes New York. And no one's giving him a bond, no one's helping him, he's not to be trusted. So his, options are just running out. It does not look good for him. So I got the rune of movement reversed, and it appears to be about movement that is blocked, okay? So that's very literal for the runes. There's a pause. It says, be certain that what you are doing is timely, and they're not talking about the government. You, that would be that guy, have to recognize that all possibilities are not open to you, but this is something he should have learned months ago. Okay, it's like too late now, unless he comes up with $450 million. The opportunity and message here is to avoid action. Heed this message. Consider what is timely. So movement reversed is not good. Then I got the biggie, the one that I consider the dark horse, the dark one in the entire rune, stand still. And as I always share with you these days, because the word ice is relevant, that it represents, stand still represents the properties of ice. And they're not talking about Christy gnome. They're talking about real ice, the property of the earth. So stand still. The winter of your spiritual life is upon you. Now, we know he doesn't have a spiritual life, but you get the message. You may find yourself entangled in a situation whose implications you are blind. You may feel powerless. I would think if all your buildings are being, and businesses are being taken away from you. So it says you may feel powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, and even sacrifice some long cherished desire. And for Trump, sacrificing a long cherished desire is like sort of impossible, because he needs to win, he needs to own, he needs to conquer everything. So it does say, I'm reading it to you, positive accomplishment is unlikely right now, mister. There is this is very literal, there is a freeze. Okay, we blew up here. Got to get it back. Come on now. Zoom. Okay. There is a freeze on useful activity, and your plans are on hold, buddy. You may have to submit. He's going to have to submit. Be prepared to spend some time waiting, because there's a whole period of things that have to happen before those seizures actually begin. There'll be appeals and all kinds of stuff. So he's got to wait some time waiting. And don't depend on others right now, Mr. Guy. Submit and be the hell still, okay? Which he has a hard time. So I only pulled 2 runes on this because it was so obvious. I love that when it's so obvious. So yeah, he's going to have his properties seized. Now, it's possible that 2 or 3 properties are seized, and then he gets some kind of a save in terms of payment from, like, I don't know, Putin or something. But so we're all very heavy because of the murder yesterday of Renee, Nicole Good. And it's so gruesome. I don't have to tell you. Everybody's just upended. There really aren't any words for this. A murder. ICE. A murder. No, not somebody that was trained or authorized. And Kristi Noem lied. This woman was not running into people. She just wanted to get away. So I wanted to see what would come up. Will the shooter of Renee Nicole Good, bless her, be indicted in Minnesota? Because if he is, Trump can't do anything about it. Nobody can do it. It's a state thing. So I got sometimes get a really positive rune, which I know is telling us to, it blew up again, telling us that it's going to be a good outcome rather than a good outcome for the person, the shooter. So I got possessions, which is the rune of fulfillment. It's a good sign. And ambition satisfied, like we have an ambition to bring this guy up on murder charges and do it in the state where he cannot get pardoned. So the possessions are telling us that care deeply, you can enjoy the just rewards. This rune of possessions reminds us that we need to ensure that we have consolidated the gains we have achieved. So it's almost like their guilt, this ICE attack on the United States, that we're on it. So the possessions, the fulfillment speaks of nourishment, to our physical bodies or our emotional nourishment. It's like the milk of human kindness. It portends a time of good fortune and positive energy. And possessions challenges all of us to meet the moment. So this is really good for us and for the family of Renee Nicole Good and her children. And here's just a thought. I think there's going to be, my left ear just has this feeling that there's going to be massive GoFundMe raising for her children. We don't know yet who's going to raise her children. It's just, I just want to bury my head. All right, now the next rune, harvest. It's another good one, but it's our harvest. It's not the shooter's harvest. It's beneficial outcomes again. It applies to any endeavor. We are committed, and it normally involves 1 year. Now that makes sense because there's going to be appeals and resistance, and it's going to take a while through the system to go, enough, after 1 year, we're ready to do this. So it's like symbolizing the ever returning cycles of life and fertility. It is the room of hope, continuous movement. This is harvest. It means that a time of abundance may come. So the family of Nicole may be rewarded financially, and I hope they are. And then the last rune on her and her murder is the rune of opening, but in the reversed position. So opening would be, and it says, expect a darkening of the light in some situation or relationship. And that darkening, the Trump and the Homeland Security and Christie, they're going to fight, they're going to lie, they're going to hate this, that he actually committed murder. So it says there's a darkening of the light in some situation. Something is dying, a partnership, a marriage, a situation, and maybe that's ice. Maybe this is the beginning. And it sort of follows it up with, or even some aspect of yourself. And I think everything we're watching involved with the crimes we're witnessing, the violence, we're not exactly the same person. I don't know about you, but I bet I might get, I get a lot of really great feedback and letters from people. Thank you, because you're all really smart and sensitive. I want to ask you guys, do you feel like the same person that you were 5 or 6 years ago? I don't. I don't like the feeling, but I don't feel like the same person. So there is a death over a way of life that's no longer valid. But I just want to remind you, this is very positive about this shooter facing consequences. So hold the light. He needs to face consequences. I think we're really close to having his name. I know I saw somebody got his license plate online, and they're just trying to protect him. They scootered him out of Minnesota. I mean, they just got him out of Minnesota. So I asked, this will be my last rune question. It's sort of done in code, all right? Will that guy be upright next November? And you know what I mean, right? I'm upright. So I got joy. Our joy. Our joy. It's a fruit-bearing branch. Speaks of happiness, of things finally coming together. And when Scotty beams up, that's the happiness that we're going to experience. And it speaks of the culmination of a phase, I want to say an awful phase, of learning and growth. We got it. We got it, universe. We got the learning. We got the growth. You can beam Scotty up, okay? Now, when joy appears in the casting, we can be assured that a positive result will bring joy to our hearts. It's in the offing. So joy is emblematic of a new clarity and understanding for us in this situation. Then I got the self. And the self is a time to go inside. So we're talking about that guy being upright and alert. Before November this year. So go inside and search for your true essence. He's not capable of that. To seek the true you within. He's not capable of that. The true you within him cannot be movable, cannot change, cannot fluctuate, because he's a psychopath and what's the word? Not magnetic, malignant narcissist. So this rune, the self, challenges that guy to look within and see if it is his actions that are creating the negative situations that he may find himself in. And I just want to say, do you think? All right, then we got protection reversed. So it says, be thoughtful, pay attention to your health, and do not add to the burdens of others. Look carefully at the associations you form at this time, buddy. If you find yourself involved with people who are using you, I'd say more likely he's using people, but people have made a lot of money off of him. So they're kind of hanging in like in a pretend way. They don't like him. A lot of people don't know what to do that have associated themselves with him. So it says, be conscious that people might be using you, and take responsibility for your own position. And we know he's incapable of that. And it says this other piece of advice: do not be too invested whether your enterprise prospers or suffers. Well, he's totally invested. He's not interested in anything but his prosperity and himself. That's the life. And then regarding my left ear, I'm not going into rune after rune after rune for Cuba, Greenland, Colombia, etc. But my left ear thinks that guy will be stopped. He won't be allowed to follow through with these threats, but he's going to keep talking. And by the way, Denmark's foreign minister, and I might not say it properly, L-O-K-K-E, like maybe Lucky, Rasmussen, is on fire about this. He wrote the biggest tweet and blamed all of us, even the ones who didn't vote for him. I don't blame him. He's outraged, he's upset. This thing about Greenland is off the charts. But my left ear is good. So here's a good evidence. It's very simple. Right now, there are less Republicans in the House, and they are almost like a toothpick away from not being in charge. And that means little Speaker Moses won't be making any decisions. So I want to kind of let you know that that's a strong feeling. That guy has done so much damage, and now there's murder under his watch, because he wants these ICE people to be brutal and like Proud Boys, and probably a lot of them are Proud Boys. All right, so I told you that, and then I told you my good evidence. There are less Republicans in the House. This is so good. And we keep hearing of elections where another Dem won. It's really good. And this is dark, but it's a quote, and I wanted to share it with you because we can never forget how dangerous and unhinged that guy is, and he's getting worse. Here's the quote: put him to sleep. He was talking about Stephen Colbert. Yeah, that guy was raging about Stephen Colbert. And he said, just put him to sleep. It's just amazing. All right. Then the next quote I got from a subscriber. Thank you. Here it is. I'm going to read it slowly because it's kind of an awkward quote, and I had to read it a couple of times so I could read it correctly for you. So here it is. To expect bad men not to do wrong is madness, for he who expects this desires something impossible. Remind you of anybody? But to allow men to behave that way to others and to expect them not to do you any wrong is irrational. And that was the great Marcus Aurelius. This really describes the Trump, that guy dynamic. That the people that are close, like a Lutnick or a Lindsay, think, oh, he will turn on anybody. And so there's a lot of naivete there. But thank you for that quote. That was perfect, and it went into my book of quotes. So that's it for today. I'll keep you abreast when you can go over to Patreon and sign up for the writers group exclusively, and it's going to run for about 8 weeks. I'm leaving room for more because I keep coming up with more information to share. But right now it's 8 weeks, once a week. I like the Saturday idea that I'm going to do it every Saturday, and it's a steal at $7 a month, because this is the first time I'm doing it, and I know it's worth much more, but I don't want that pressure, and I want to bring people in and see where it goes. So if it's really popular and I do it again, it might go up a couple of dollars, but that's what it is right now. So I didn't want to keep the charge a mystery. Well worth it. Got a lot of good material to share. So the Einstein quote again, there's something amazing about America's democracy. It's got a gyroscope, and just when you think it's going to go off the cliff, it rights itself. So just hang on to that. Once again, the year is starting off really crazy, but some good things are going to pop up. All right, my friends. Thank you for hanging in with me, and I'll talk to you very soon. Better things ahead. Okay, better things ahead. And Pete just ate his 2 little treats, and he's big old 21 pounds. I'm going to see if I can turn him around. Hey, Pete, I think we need you to say hello. Can you say hello? He's been kind of moody. I want you to know that. He's fine. He has a cold nose. There he is. He eats. He's affectionate. He talks to me. But he's been kind of finding new hiding places and just burrowing in. It might be from all that rain we had. I don't know. But I know many of you have cats, and they do get moody, you know? So I'm glad he jumped up on the counter today. Anyway, we will see you soon. Peace and love. We'll get through this together. Bye-bye.